Hi everyone, Aaron here for Zollotech, and today Apple released iOS 11.3 Beta 2. Now originally it wasn't over the air, you couldn't download it through your phone, you could use iTunes, but then about 15 to 30 minutes later, it came out over the air and came in at 348.2 megabytes. Let's take a look at the build number. The build is 15E5178F, and this particular build adds a couple little features. Now, the first thing that you can't see that they added was a public development framework called ClassKit. This is in the code, and this allows developers to use some special tools for educational apps. So that could be something in the future that we see. Right now, there's not a whole lot of information about it. Now, the major thing that we've been waiting for is battery health. So if we go into settings and then go to battery, we'll wait for it to load and it shows your usage is normal, but here you've got battery health and it says it's in beta. And then it talks about phone batteries. It's showing its maximum capacity at 100%. And it says your peak performance capability is what we're at right now. Now, I did load this on my iPhone 7 Plus. And let's go in and take a look at the battery. And if we go into here, you'll see we're at 95% capacity. So I don't have an iPhone that this is loaded on that's below 80%, or where they've actually maybe might give you the ability to turn off throttling or turn it back on. I'm going to test that out and we'll check that in the follow-up, but peak performance capability is what's available for this particular phone. Now, as far as other things they've changed, Podcasts now has the ability to play with just one tap. So if you go into Podcasts and you pick one of these episodes, let me turn the volume down. Maybe we'll pick this one. It's playing already down here. So you don't have to tap, go into it, and then play. You can just play it right away. The other thing they've done is added a couple splash screens for people going into the App Store for the first time, and it's also talking about your data and how it's managed. So it gives this splash screen the first time you go in. You can see how your data is managed, and it shows you all this information. They had this last time with a splash screen, but it seems to be in the App Store, and it's also on the iTunes Store, or it was for me. And then there was also a splash screen on books on this phone. So it's just telling about iClouds for books. That's on the 7 Plus and it's running the beta, so those things popped up the first time I opened them. Now, as far as a couple other things, Apple has fixed the ability for Skype to work. Some people had actually reported to me that Skype wasn't working. If they're using that on your phone, that now works according to the notes. And then one of the weird things is Beta 2 doesn't support iPod Touch the sixth generation, so that will be added later. So if you have a 6th gen iPod Touch, it won't work with this beta, and hopefully they'll release a little revised update, or maybe not until beta 3 will that work. We're not sure yet. There's been some other fixes to things like maps and messages if it was causing issues with messages in the cloud. And also, starting with iOS 11.3 Beta 2, users performing tethered updates or restores with the iPhone X specifically with iTunes, it actually requires iTunes 12.7.3, or certain features like Face ID may not work. So you'll definitely need that. And finally, in my experience with this so far, CarPlay is still crashing all the time on me. I'll go and open an app, I'll open Maps, it will cause a blank screen on my CarPlay device. Then I'll close it, it'll reboot, I'll unplug the phone, plug it back in, and then it will work. Now, as far as speed and everything, that seems okay. I did do a Geekbench test on this, and it comes in with what we'd expect. This is what it ran as with all of the apps closed. So if we look at the history here, the CPU history, it's very similar to what we had before, right about the exact same. So I wouldn't expect any performance boosts or changes or anything like that, but that's it for this particular beta. Everything seems to be working okay. It will take a few days to know how battery is on it, and normally it takes a day or two for it to get better battery like it did before. So if you were getting good battery on beta 1, it may take a few days to get it on beta 2. There's nothing else new really in this beta other than what I mentioned though. Let me know what you think about it though in the comments below if you found anything else. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe and like. As always, thanks for watching. This is Aaron. I'll see you next time.